Hello and welcome back to Rottenroots. So we have survived so far, as has our sister, but I'm not sure if we're quite out of danger yet. Aftermath fighting meadow. Well, let's see what other dangers await. Because that cannot have been everything for sure. The twins arrive at the cliff's edge and hide behind an oak-like tree, rough bark digging into their uniforms as they catch their breath. Blood trickles from a cut above Salem's eye, turning everything into an unsettling shade of red. Focus, verdammt. 3 emblems. Oh, father. What? Are you for real right now? Screw the emblems. Screw this tournament. Salem wipes the blood from his eye and gets out the letter their father gave them. We have to. It was his dying wish. Lynn snatches the letter out of Salem's hands, crumples it and throws it away. What the hell? Keep it down. Lynn puts a finger on her lips and scans the nearby area. Salem shakes his head and grabs the letter, straightening it up again. Dad sucked. Big time. I will honor his last wish, no matter what. Can you, for once in your life, stop being his puppet? Storm Oak Manual. Mighty Oak. The highest rank a Storm Oak can achieve through normal advancement. Mighty Oaks typically serve as instructor are responsible for training new recruits. I am not a puppet. I am a Mighty Oak. I am an honor student. You're a puppet, and he controlled every move you made. Lynn draws her knees to her chest. He controlled all of us. Oh, come on. He wasn't perfect, sure, but he was still our father. Lynn trusts you enough, okay? Lynn pulls up the sleeves of her shirt, showing Salem's scars. I can't forgive him. Honestly, I'm glad he is gone. Did he do that to you? Or did you? Does it even matter? In one way or another, they are from him. Lynn pulls her sleeves back down and grabs Salem's collar. Don't ever marry that girl. Promise me. Lynn. With father gone, politically and socially, our family... Lynn raises her voice and shakes her brother. Promise me. Distant shouts echo through the trees, and Lynn goes quiet, letting go of Salem's collar. Promise me. Please. Salem puts his hands on hers and nods. The only thing that I'm sure of right now is that we have to survive the day. Then let's run, together. Fuck the rules, fuck the WPP, fuck this whole tournament. Salem straightens up the letter some more and puts it into his pocket. No. Sal. I'm staying. You can go. Lynn wipes her eyes with her sleeves. We either go together or none of us goes. Salem meets her eyes. If we want to survive this, we have to know what's going on. Storm Oak Command number 34. Assess before acting. If a clue could save our life, then we should find it. So you're choosing commands over my advice? Don't you have your own dreams? I do. He scratches the back of his head. But I'm also choosing us surviving and winning this. This isn't your dream. This is his nightmare, haunting us from the grave. I can't deal with this now. We have to get going. Salem takes the small package and hands it to his sister. Let's hope it's a map. Lynn opens it, revealing a few glowing orange pyramids, and hands one of them to Salem. Glowing pyramids? Are we in Silent Hill? What are these things? Grenades? Salem studies the pyramid. So Albrecht, why is he so mad at you anyway? Salem puts the pyramid away and sighs. Well, it's a long story. Let me guess, the minister's son has the same daddy issues that you have. I don't have. Suddenly, a whistle cuts through the forest as a grappling hook winds around Salem's throat. The rope tightens around his neck, cutting deeper with a metallic hiss. The hissing turns into mechanical clicking, pulling him up the tree, feet hovering over the ground. How did you find? Salem claws at the noose, his fingers pressing against the metal wire, but it's too tight. Salem fights for breath, managing only shallow gasps, his vision blurring. A young man walks toward the siblings, a bat resting on his shoulder and a wide grin on his face. Lynn grabs a nearby stick, pointing it shakily at Albrecht. Albrecht, please, you got me. Let my sister go. How about... Albrecht takes out a match, strikes it against his oily metal bat, and lights it on fire. The flame flickers, casting eerie shadows on his face. No. Albrecht points his flaming bat toward Lynn. You want to win the Königssons with that? Pathetic. Albrecht points his bat at Salem, his finger hovering over a green button on the bat. Hands up, or we will cut this show short. Lynn throws down a stick and puts her hands up. Okay, I did what you said, now let him down. Albrecht circles around her, kicks her onto her knees. Oh, but I can't let him down. This piñata is part of the award ceremony. Albrecht grins at Salem, who is gasping for air above them. Did you forget? You two lucky cheaters were first at the crate, and I promised I might explain what is going on. Shove the prize into that giant tree hole of yours. Albrecht holds the flaming metal bat next to Lynn's ear, the air filling with the acrid smell of burnt hair. No, that's not very kind. You just lost your award ceremony privileges, little brat. Salem gasps for air, fingers fumbling desperately with the noose as he tries to loosen it. Instead, because your lies-filled piñata of a brother stole my honor student title, I will make him watch me squeeze out your life. Albrecht yanks Lynn's head back, his flaming bat licking toward her hair. You're an even bigger bitch baby than everyone's been saying. Albrecht stops, brows furrowed, the bat shaking in his grip. What's wrong? Daddy didn't breastfeed you enough today? He yanks her up by the hair, lifting her towards the dangling Salem, who's choking for air. Kohlmeisters will never bow to any Stahlranke ever again. Not after today. Albrecht takes Lynn's head and yanks it hard against the oak. You are so pathetic. No wonder my brother bested you. Albrecht takes Lynn's head and yanks it against the oak again, blood running from her forehead. You hit softer than a leaf in the wind, you pathetic excuse for a son. Shut up. Albrecht pushes the button on his flaming bat, tightening Salem's noose, raising Salem even higher above the ground. Kohlmeisters are superior to Stahlrankes in every way. Superior? Your heads are so swollen with ego that even woodpeckers look for sturdier trees. Albrecht lays his flaming bat onto Lynn's shoulder. Her shoulder catches on fire, but she stays quiet, biting down on her teeth. In the name of our Empress Sylvana, I condemn you for treason. Albrecht kicks Lynn, but she quickly regains balance and extinguishes the flames on her shoulder. May your uprooting fertilize our motherland. Salem's fingers tremble against the warm, pulsating pyramid in his pocket. May your liberation flourish our motherland. Hate to break it to you, Mossbrain, but you're not Sylvana's executioner, no matter how badly you want to be. Albrecht's face is glowing red as he raises the bat into the sky. His eyes follow the movement, while Lynn winks at Salem. Salem nods, takes the glowing pyramid and drops it into Lynn's lap. He mouths, "Do it," and she nods. And may your purification bloom our motherland. Albrecht looks back at Lynn, winding up for a swing at her head. Turning us patriots into a glorious eternal... Hey! Lynn slams the pyramid against a rock. It flashes red-orange. She throws it into Albrecht's face, hitting him right in the eye. Go fuck yourself, green-blood loser. Albrecht lets go of his bat and grabs his wounded eye. You rotten brat! Lynn gets up. Albrecht tries grabbing her, but Salem kicks him in the face and Lynn bolts away into the woods. A deafening explosion tears through the air. Salem's body grows heavy, each breath shallower than the last. Colors fade to darkness as the explosion's roar dissolves into silence. Untethered consciousness drifts into the void, weightless and free. Like a dying flame, his awareness flickers against the encroaching dark. This can't be how it ends. The world falls silent. A single sharp heartbeat rips through the darkness. And then, nothing. Salem opens his eyes, but it's completely dark. Hello? With a little snap, a light appears over him, illuminating the area. He sits in shallow water, surrounded by a shimmering lake, small ripples spreading outward from him. He looks down, watching his reflection warp on the water. Lynn. His whispering voice echoes over the dark lake as he stands up. Look close at your reflection, call out for help, search for an exit or kick the water. Interesting. I was wondering if we're already at an end, and we might be. How big of an explosion was that? But okay. Maybe we can do everything. Look close at your reflection. Salem extends his hand towards his reflection. How is this place even supposed? A voice cuts through the hollow stillness. Great, another one. What? Who's there? Salem squints, but he can't make out where the voice is coming from. Okay, let's get this over with. Welcome to your death, Salem. Okay then. Death. Salem's hands shake. Death. In the distance, Salem spots a barely lit up pedestal with a gleaming badge on top. Is that a Green Order emblem? In a place like this? The light from above is extending towards Salem. Salem looks to the light, then to the pedestal with the emblem, takes a deep breath and shakes his head. No, not happening. The light stops. Oh, come on, don't be a Nervensäge about this. Just rest in peace. Ghostly vines made of light grow out of the light source, slowly creeping towards Salem. Can we cut the whole "I don't want to die" spiel? You're vine fodder. Accept it. Salem rolls his shoulders and stretches his neck. No, I am not. Command number 17. A storm oak never gives up. I like that one. Salem turns away from the ghostly vines and sprints to the pedestal. Germans. Listen, there is literally no point in running away from death. Just go in peace. No peace. I am a fighter. I never give up. I can't. Dad is counting on me. Lynn needs me. I want to see James again. I can't die now. Salem runs even faster, but the pedestal remains distant, always out of reach. You know how many people try to outrun death? Endless. I cannot disappoint them. Disappoint who? He can read. Yes, I know, I can read your mind, blah blah blah. Get over it. Disappoint who? Father, Lynn, my Empress, and especially James. Everyone. Sylvana, don't try to impress a freaking royalty like her. You're better off dead if that's your goal. Salem keeps running through the shallow water toward the pedestal, the vines chasing him. His vision blurs, his movements growing slower and slower. Command 17. A storm oak never gives up. Salem stumbles forward, still reaching for the unreachable pedestal. I can't give up. I told you there was no running away. The vines catch up with Salem, swirl around him, and lift him out of the shallow lake. Salem's body, wrapped in the vines, floats upward into the light above. But hey, chin up. You got further than most. Salem's body begins dissolving into the light. Please, this can't be how it ends. You will have a nice life over there. No more pain, no more struggles, and no expectations. A sweet deal, honestly. That means nothing to me without James. All I ever wanted was... Stop. Let me have a peek myself on this James guy. Salem feels a tingling going through his head as the voice takes over. Flashback, okay. Salem was 12, crickets buzzing through the afternoon. The fresh scent of cut grass blows over the meadow. Salem takes the worn ball and places it on the grass, then smiles at James, who's jumping up and down in a goal. James jumps up, hanging hand over hand from the post above, swinging side to side. Salem shakes his head and smiles. He lifts a hand over his face as protection from the bright sun and presses his tongue between his lips to aim. James jumps back down onto the ground, spits in his hands, rubs them, raises his dirty palms. Salem shoots, James jumps, and the ball swings at James. He catches it with a hug. James spins the green-tainted ball on one finger and shoots it as far as he can across the meadow. Salem was 14, in a treehouse. Sun glimmering through the wooden window frame. A bird is chirping a happy song somewhere in the branches above them. James is lying on Salem's arm, his hair tickling slightly. James has closed his eyes and is playing with Salem's chest hair, curling it into little swirls. Sunlight kisses Salem's smiling face as Salem, lost in thought, stares at the old wooden roof. A slight breeze enters the treehouse, bringing with it the sweet smell of apple blossoms. Above Salem is the dream catcher James made, the small glass pearls woven into it, shining like stars. Its brown feathers are dancing in the breeze. Salem is 16. He is sitting on a couch, looking at the dozen dusty boxes filled with childhood toys in front of him. An arm of an action figure hangs out of the carrying hole in the box. James sits next to Salem, his nose and eyes running. James whimpers as he blows his nose into the arm of his sweater. Salem stands up and rescues the action figure from the box. Its green uniform is turning grey, the silver of his plastic sword starting to vanish, showing the milky plastic underneath. Salem goes back to James and lies down on the couch, laying his head on James' leg. He then plays with the figure, making it walk, fighting with its sword, getting James to chuckle, and turning his crying into a tearful smile. James grabs Salem's hair, curling it between his fingers, as Salem continues to play with the old action figure. A secret life, hidden between the pain and horrors of this world. A storm oak never gives up. You might be more than the run-of-the-mill Sylvana fanatic after all. Never give up. Answer me, and I might keep you alive a tiny bit longer. Salem opens his eyes and looks into the light. When did you discover that life isn't fair? When my father died, when they took James' parents, when they told me who I loved was wrong, when Lynn was hurt. Not the first one, I'm gonna be honest. That's... I don't know. I mean, again, I saved my sister over him because he was gonna die anyway, and of course having a parent die it sucks always, okay? But you know, with everything, with the context, that's not the point. When they took James' parents? We don't know too much about that yet. When they told me who I loved was wrong is a strong contestant here. When Lynn was hurt. Is this referring only to what she just showed us now? Or like earlier? I'm gonna go with what feels like kind of obvious choice maybe, but yeah, when they told me who I loved was wrong. When they told me who I loved was wrong. Because you were loving James. Yeah, since then I've tried to stay strong and find a way for us to live in peace. How far would you go for a second chance at your silly dream with that silly boyfriend of yours? Salem shakes his head. His tears don't stream across his face, but float from his eyes like glittering pearls. Further than love has taken anyone before. Being a naive teen that wants to change the world. Kind of a waste anyway, sending you away. At this point, Salem is barely anything more than a transparent ghost, being devoured by the light. Tell you what, you give me your soul, and I will give you back your life. How does that work? Are we doing like a pact with the devil here or what? Thank you, my soul, like a deal with the devil? That lazy idiot? Nah, more like a deal with his bouncer. The ghost of dust that used to be Salem floats higher into the light. So, what will it be? Will it give me a soul, or are we done here? I mean, I guess if those are our two options, like giving our soul or just being dead, like vanishing forever, well, ask about consequences, try to negotiate, don't make a deal, give away a soul. Ask about consequences. It said explore, so I hope we can just do this without... yeah. What exactly happens if I give you my soul? Yeah, I think if given the chance, it's good to be aware of the whole picture, like read the contract, okay? You get a second shot, living, breathing. But you know, when the time is ripe, you will be mine. Try to negotiate a better deal, sure? What if I offered something else instead? Like what? Your collection of Stormog badges? Your daddy's approval? There must be something else you need. Nothing you could give me right now. There is only one deal. Soul or death. Tick-tock, golden boy. Yeah, if it's one or the other, I think we're gonna keep with that rule number 17. Never give up. Right? Yeah, give away a soul. The light that almost fully consumed Salem suddenly vanishes. In its place, thorns grow around Salem. Okay, now this might get interesting after all. See you soon. The vines take Salem, grab him down, faster and faster, until a cold leaf drifts down from a tree onto Salem's cheek. The taste of copper floods his mouth, and the scent of rot tingles his nose. Salem jolts awake, his uniform soaking wet. Slowly get up. Okay. I am back. Was all of that just a dream? Salem blinks, each movement causing pain. Okay, stay calm. Command number 34. A Stormog assesses before acting. Salem's fingers check his neck, finding no wound, only a crust of dried blood. Huh. Weird. I could swear that news cut really deep. Yeah, I was wondering if we're gonna wake up with like a rotten and battered body. But if we're healed on top of everything, that's not the worst. Salem checks the rest of his body. I am alive, and all things considered, mostly okay. Was that just some weird dream? Or is my soul? Salem pushes himself up from the ground and shakes his head. Nonsense. But where is Lynn? And where am I? Salem's glance shifts through the forest, full of deformed trees and vibrant leaves. District 89 really feels like nature gone mad. His eyes catch faint tracks in the dirt nearby. Salem approaches them and identifies drag marks, broken twigs, and scuffed footprints. Did Lynn drag me here after the explosion? Doesn't look like her footprints. While Salem looks closer at the drag marks, a sun ray glimmering through the trees catches his eye. Oh no, I have to get going. Salem stumbles around, peeking through the treetops to see the position of the sun. No more parachutes, and I must have lost at least 4 hours. I'm running out of time. Whoever brought me here didn't leave any equipment, so where should I... An explosion blooms in the distance, the sound echoing through the forest. Yep, away from the big explosion sounds good to me. Salem sneaks through the forest, eager to not leave any tracks or cause any noise. Salem occasionally looks up at the tree branches above him, their bizarre shapes reaching towards the sun like jagged fingers, as if trying to catch it. Is every outside district this creepy? Salem stops, his eyes widening, hands trembling. Wait a second. Salem checks the inner pocket of his uniform, his heart tightening as he realizes the pocket is empty. No. Oh no, no. Salem shakes his head and checks his surroundings. That's letter. It's gone. Salem's breathing becomes rapid and shallow as a cloud passes over the sun, blocking the light. The shadows, they're coming for me. Salem falls onto his knees. I lost it, his last will. I lost the proof that he believed in me. The only proof. Tears run down Salem's face. He wipes them away, staring at his wet thumbs, whispering. I lost Lynn. I lost Dad. I lost my soul. I lost everything. Salem presses his hands over his head, shaking. Tears fall to the ground. I failed. I failed you, Father. The clouds are blocking out more and more of the light. The resulting shadows of the surrounding trees claw at Salem like grasping hands. Nothing. I have nothing. Shots echo through the forest. Salem immediately stands up, pressing his shaking wet hands into fists. Shots? I have my life. I must survive. Here we go. Salem wipes away his tears and takes a deep breath. At least that. Salem lunges into some bushes next to him, holding his breath as someone charges at him. That's a Stormhawk with a gun. Did he see me? Another shot fires. A blonde teen falls to the ground, squealing. Salem watches the attacker move closer, picking up the weapon the boy dropped. That's the hooded figure again. Salem shifts. The bush shakes. The hooded stranger points the weapon to Salem's hiding spot. Hold breath, run away, attack them. Hold breath. Salem freezes completely, every muscle locked in place. Don't move. Don't breathe. Don't even think. The hooded figure takes a step closer, weapon still raised. After what feels like an eternity, they lower their weapon and turn away. Oof. Okay. Salem's lungs burn as he finally allows himself a silent breath. The hooded figure disappears into the forest. The teen notices Salem, grabs his knife and activates it. A small blue laser blade springs from it. His hand shakes as he points it at Salem, his other hand clutching his stomach, fingers slick with blood. His chest rises and falls in shallow, uneven bursts, eyes wide. Salem goes pale, slowly raising his hands. That looks fatal. So, Command number 7, I should help him, but... Stay away from me! Cold sweat trickles from Salem's head as the kid waves his knife at him. Salem looks at the blood running through the boy's fingers and down to the ground underneath him, where the grass shifts its color. Blood is about to summon those vines, and... Okay, thanks for reminding me, because if there was a choice between helping him or not, that definitely plays a role. But also it does seem like too great of a risk to help him, especially if it's fatal anyway, and we can't do anything about it. Salem gazes at the laser knife the boy is still waving at him to fend him off. That knife could get really nasty. Warn him of the vines, try to help him, leave him to his own fate. It's not timed. Interesting. Like, there's a lot of choices where I would like to save, but the timed ones I'm scared is a bad idea. Let's at least warn him. I don't think we can help him. Watch out! Vines! The teen follows Salem's pointing finger toward the bubbling grass underneath him, then takes his knife and stabs it into the ground. Run! Get away from the blood! Dark vines surge from the earth, wrapping around the teen's legs. Help me, please! Salem bends a long tree branch from a tree down toward the teen. Grab this! The boy reaches for the branch, his fingertips touching the leaves, but then vines pull him further away. He turns back to the vines and slashes at them with his knife, cutting through some, but more rise from the ground. "Get me out of here! Help!" The vines drag him down into the earth. "Help!" His voice cuts off as he disappears underground. Yeah, I don't think we could have done anything there. Like, if we had just went to him for help, then maybe he would have stabbed us and we would have just both been hurt. I don't feel like we could have helped him. Maybe I'm wrong, you try it out for yourself. Salem sneaks away from the vines, his body shaking as he picks up a stick. Maybe I should have done more. Maybe, but I don't know. Salem's hand is shaking as he starts tearing off little twigs from the stick. No, you wouldn't have done the same for me. Salem breaks off the top parts of a stick, each break snapping through the woods. His wound. He was dead anyway. That's what I said. Salem looks back to vines still twirling where the teen was. Salem takes a deep breath as he keeps picking at his stick. And it is a sundown, an extreme situation. The most important thing is to survive. A wooden splinter cuts into Salem's finger, tears welling up in his eyes as he whispers, "Not my fault. Not my fault." He watches as a small droplet of blood builds on the tip of his thumb, a tear running down his face. I have nothing else. Just this life. Yeah, how weird would that be if we just got our life back by bargaining? Like trading our soul, and to just die like 5 minutes later again. That would be harsh. Salem rubs the blood away into his scarf and takes a deep breath. Okay, pull yourself together. Salem takes another deep breath and looks at the forest ahead. The camp. I have to find it. Maybe I should climb a stick snaps through the silence of the woods. Salem turns around, more branches cracking near him. Someone is here. Salem looks around at the surrounding trees and bushes. As he nears a bush, a sudden flash of blinding light hits him out of nowhere, washing out his vision. Yeah, thank you for that. What the... Still blinking away the after images, Salem makes out a figure stepping into the light. Wait, it can't be. Surprise! James springs at him with a light turn, arms spread wide, grinning. James? Oh, theatre club, much James theatre energy. Interesting, but honestly, let's go for an easy. James? But how? Salem lowers his voice. What the hell are you doing here? James' eyes sparkle excitedly. I miss you too. Never surprised me like that. I could have shot you. James moves closer to Salem, his grin growing bigger and bigger. He bounces on his tiptoes, leaning in until he's right in Salem's face. I don't see a gun, but how about you shoot me a kiss instead? Kiss him, but what if someone... Kiss him or don't kiss him? Well... we don't know how many chances we'll get, right? I do worry that he's here. Like, it's good that maybe we get more time together, but also, you know, now we have one more life to worry about. Yeah, let's just go for it and kiss him. James strokes through Salem's hair as they kiss in the shadow of the red tree. His kiss is surprisingly gentle, so warm and sweet. James is on his tiptoes while kissing and whispers slightly between parted lips. James will remember that. I've missed this. You as well? Salem turns red and smiles. All of this, it's like his kiss is transporting me onto a soft and wispy cloud. Is this an illusion or something? Maybe. Salem's lips brush against James while they whisper. Just maybe. You are awfully red for just maybe. Salem pulls a scarf up, trying to hide his face. No, I am not. Yeah, right. You're totally red, you little sneak. Salem's smile fades as he slides the scarf back down. Salem takes a step back, looks down at the ground, and rubs the back of his head. James, Father died. The vines in this place took him. Oh, honey bun, I tried to warn you about this cursed place. Are you okay? Of course, I am a storm oak. Let me ask again. Are you really okay? Why are you here? Tell me everything you know. Tell him what happened. Move along. I assume if it's explore we can choose everything. But yeah, let's tell him what happened. So much happened. Lynn and I got separated. There was this huge explosion. We flew through the air. And I might have sold my soul to the devil. Sounds like you hit your head really hard. I'm serious. There was this dark lake and a voice telling me what to do and... Sal, calm down. We will have to keep a cool head today. I am calm. You don't believe me, do you? James sighs and crosses his arms. I do believe you. Mind control voices sound like something the WPP would pull off. No, the voice hates. Listen, let's stop this discussion. You're worrying me enough already. Salem takes a deep breath and nods. Let me ask again, are you really okay? Well, we did tell the truth, so... Why are you here? You aren't even a storm oak. Don't worry about... I always worry about you. You're a trouble magnet. Great. As I said, one more life to worry about. Salem rubs his face, shaking his head. I won't cause any trouble, I promise. Salem lets out a shaky laugh through his clenched teeth, his brows furrowing. Are you really okay? Tell me everything you know. Tell me everything you know. Where are we and how do we... Honestly, I don't know any more than you. I just got lucky finding you here. But you must know something if you tried stopping me. James moves close to Salem, eyes locking into his as he fixes Salem's collar. I know someone's got to watch your back in all of this. Salem swats James's hands away. But no, Salem is right, like he tried to warn us about something, and I don't think it was just a hunch. He knew something. Well, we asked everything we could, so let's move along. I am fine. We should move along before... A twig snaps behind them and Salem freezes. Then another sound, a scratching on metal, followed by the sound of fire. Ambush! Try to protect James, try running away, ask who's there, try to counter try running away. Salem whirls around and moves away from the sound, leaving James behind. No! I thought we could both run away. He stops as a shadowy figure steps from between some trees, something metallic glinting in their hands. Salem crashes to the ground in a cloud of wood, earth and dust. He looks at James next to him, then over to a silhouette approaching them. The world government coined the slur Faulfrucht, literally rotten fruit, as a derogatory term for homosexuals. Should we not have kissed? A Faulfrucht. I was bested by a fucking Faulfrucht. The dust settles and Albrecht stands before them, legs wide, chin raised, breathing hard. He is swinging a flaming metal bat through the dust cloud. He saw us kissing, but how did he survive in the first place? Anyway, we got to go. Run. Salem gets up, grabs James' hand, and pulls him away from their attacker. Not this time, Faulfrucht. Albrecht swings his bat like a rod, and a hissing wire shoots out with a grappling hook at the end. The wire releases, wrapping tightly around Salem and a nearby tree, pinning them together. Let him go. James pulls the wire, trying to free Salem. Shut it, Faulfrucht. I can't go home empty-handed. Salem pushes against the wire, but it doesn't budge. James spots a large stick, grabs it, and points it at Albrecht, but Albrecht shatters it with a swing of his flaming bat, sending splinters flying from James's hand. Albrecht points his bat at James. I will pluck you next. James lets go of what's left of his stick and raises his hands. Albrecht points his flaming bat over at Salem. I wanted to go easy on you. Make you choose how this can go. Honeybun, run. Albrecht grabs his flaming bat with both hands, turning back at Salem. But I'll be rewarded for your corpse. Albrecht swings his bat down with full force. The world around Salem turns red. Honeybun, run. Then darkness. Oh, come on, just patched you up. Salem's head shifts back into place, his senses slowly returning. Hello? Anyone home? Salem finds himself sitting in water, back at the shimmering illuminated lake, with his head pounding. Am I dead? Again? That depends. Are you still of use? Am I of use? Yeah, meathead. You are my investment now. And I hate bad investments. Transparent white vines grow out of the light above, creeping towards Salem. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I'm still of use. Salem presses his fingers to his wet temples, trying to ease the pounding in his skull. Whatever that means. It means that I will keep your soul nice and cozy in that squishy flashback of yours, as long as you win. For me. The vines crawl up Salem's legs. You want me to win the Königstanz? Well, if you lose, you die, and then you're no use. So yeah, win that stupid thing. The vines lift Salem up. He tries to break free, but they only dig deeper into his legs and hip. Wait, these vines. They're the same ones, aren't they? The ones that took my father. You killed him? Huh, if I had that kind of power, what would I need you for? I sure as hell wouldn't waste my time on some big-mouthed corpse with a cracked skull, that's for sure. I guess that makes sense. Of course it does. I can control these white vines and hold back some of the green ones. But that's about it. Now take this and kick some ass. Another vine emerges from the light, pushing a shiny metallic bow with colorful blinking buttons into Salem's arms. What on earth is that? A weapon? Come on, what kind of super soldier are you supposed to be? Use it and protect my property. Salem grabs the bow and takes a closer look. But where are the arrows? The vines lift Salem further up into the light. That's your job. Figure it out. And be quick. I can't hold off the normal vines forever. The vines take Salem further up, the water vanishing until everything turns black. Jeez. I was about to say, like, the choice with kissing or not kissing. If it's Albrecht that's attacking us, he would have attacked us either way. I would assume, like, whatever insult he has for us doesn't really matter, so... yeah, we'll keep going with that. Salem regains consciousness, his lungs burning for air. All of this is because of psycho-haters like you. James, bleeding from his leg, leans over Salem, frantically slapping his face. Salem, wake up! Come back! Salem's vision clears, the world still spinning as he sits up in the torn up ground. What happened? James rubs his eyes, voice breaking. You were dead. The vines came. And now you're back. Albrecht's flaming bat cuts through the air between them, forcing James to stumble backward. Salem, the world around him still spinning, realizes the shiny bow is still in his hand. It better be. So it wasn't a dream. Watch out! Albrecht swings, Salem raises the bow just in time, metal ringing as it catches the strike. Dirty Faulfrucht, where did you get that? Salem rolls to the side, stands up, and raises his bow. How does this thing work? Salem, focused on finding the right buttons, is kicked to the ground by Albrecht. I know how to use it. Throw it over. Salem throws it over to James and dodges an incoming blow from the bat with another side roll. James catches the bow, pulls the bowstring, materializing a water arrow, but stops, his fingers shaking. I knew you weren't a real man. Albrecht grins, eyes gleaming. James flares his nostrils, closes his eyes, and releases the arrow. The arrow flies, misses Albrecht, and vanishes between the trees with a sharp hiss as it strikes something. Pathetic little Faulfrucht. Salem tries to stand up, but Albrecht pins him down. Oh, I'm gonna love killing you again. Albrecht winds up for the strike, raising his bat high, flames trailing through the air. Before he can strike, another water arrow shoots toward him, this time grazing his hip and sending him stumbling forward. You Faulfrucht! James stands with the bow raised, pulling the string again, another arrow forming. You honorless Faulfrucht! Another water arrow strikes Albrecht, this time his shoulder, hot red steam hissing from the impact wound. I hate all of you. Albrecht takes a big grenade out from the inside of his jacket. Plan B, you two are coming with me. He pulls the pin out with his teeth and spits it onto the ground. Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. A final water arrow strikes Albrecht directly through the chest, pushing him to the ground. Did I get him? The grenade slips from Albrecht's fingers, rolling away. Albrecht looks down, confused at the hole in his chest. Albrecht will remember that. Now there's no way. You'll survive this. James, grenade! Salem scrambles away from the grenade, pulling James behind the falling tree for cover. The grenade goes off. Green light floods the forest, shockwave slamming into everything nearby. The blast lifts Albrecht off his feet and hurls him backward. Salem throws himself over James, wood splinters and rocks filling the air. As the dust settles, the scent of sweet, earthy decay pierces through. Are we dead yet? Salem gets up and peers into the crater. Albrecht's body lies at the edge. We just killed Albrecht. But it says he will remember. Good. He killed you. Salem steps closer to the crater, noticing its deeper part covered in thousands of vines. Some of them seem to have been cut by the blast, green liquid spilling from their insides. I can't hold off the vines forever. Salem inspects the two of them and notices the bleeding wounds. We got to go. The vines crawl out of the crater, creeping towards them. Salem grabs James' hand, and together they run from the detonation area, the vines following them. While running away, a compartment on Albrecht's belt springs open with a loud pneumatic hiss, making them turn around. Critical condition detected. Fulton extraction initiated. What the f... A balloon rises from the crater, yanking Albrecht's body upward. Volkson Vitaldienst. They'll pump him full of meds before his brain even flatlines. That bastard's on VV? James grabs the bow from his back. Let James shoot Albrecht rescue balloon, keep on running from the vines. Let him shoot it. I don't know. I don't know, maybe running is more important here. But Albrecht is a big threat, as we've seen. Shoot him before it's too late. It's our last chance. James' bow starts to glow, a water arrow materializing, the moist smell of the cut vines catching up to them. Salem sees that James is aiming too low and adjusts his bow slightly. That's it, shoot! Success, James nods with a smile, his arrow whooshing into the sky, hitting Albrecht's balloon and making him fall down toward the ground. The sound of something big teleporting over them can be heard. A medical aircraft materializes, but Albrecht is already being sucked in by the vines. Salem seizes James' hand, dragging him forward. Vines shoot up from every spot their blood touches the ground. Don't look back, keep moving. They crash through underbrush, the sound of rapidly growing vegetation crackling behind them. They took you, now they'll take us. James stumbles over an exposed root, Salem catching him before he falls. Not today, just run. The vines grow thicker and faster, pursuing them like a living, hungry wave. Salem, I can't. Keep the pace. Look for a solution, sure. Salem looks ahead, spotting a glimmer of water through the trees. River, just ahead. That might be our chance to lose them. James nods as they burst through the final line of trees, revealing a fast-moving pink river cutting through the forest. We'll have to jump. You want us to swim? In that? His voice cracks, pressing Salem's hand tighter, the vines catching up to them. This sludge isn't water. It's a blood-stained nightmare. No choice. The vines killed Father, and they will kill us. He squeezes back at James' hand, and they look into each other's eyes. Do you trust me? Yes, I do. But I am afraid to die. They pause at the edge, the water roaring below, the vines growing right behind them. Jump in the river, pull James in the river with you, have James on your back. On your back. Oh boy. We are doing this by the book, sapling. Hold on. Salem crouches down and signals for James to hold onto his back. James holds on, and Salem jumps with him on his back into the water. The cold river numbs Salem's limbs and steals his breath. They tumble downstream, bodies shaking from the river's violent rhythm. Salem's fingers dig into James' wrist, and water crashes over their heads. In the chaos, Salem spots an upcoming rock splitting the current. Brace! They slam into the rock, but Salem manages to grab onto it, pulling James up beside him. Gasping for breath, they cling to the rock in the middle of the rushing river. Salem climbs the rock, pulling James up as well. They collapse on the stone, still holding each other's hands.
That doesn't count as going swimming together.
Salem looks back. The vines haven't crossed the river, but are still twisting at the shore. We made it. For now. Okay, let me catch my breath up for a second. Everything is happening so much. This is stressful. Ooh. Oh boy. Timed choices are always stressful, but in this kind of scenario, it's really realistic. You really only have a moment to think what to do. Wow. Wow. Also, just a side note, at some points right now we had moments where we had only one choice, and I think we might have gotten other options there depending on what traits we chose, like with the clubs very early in the game, you know? I think that's why there was only one choice there. Interesting. We made it, for now.
That grenade, did it cause all the vines?
Salem shakes his head, still gasping for air.
They react to blood. I noticed when that psycho split your skull, they sucked you into the ground.
James wraps his arms around Salem and presses his face to his chest.
Together with what was left of my heart.
Salem hugs James back. I am back now. Don't worry. James looks up, tears in his eyes.
But how?
I sold my soul to the devil.
The devil must be desperate these days.
Salem lets out a chuckle as James pulls away from the hug. No, but for real, I have no clue. There was this voice talking to me, a bright light, and then it gave me the bow. Just a really wild dream, honestly. James takes off his bow and inspects it.
Strange. Do you think all of this was caused by nuclear terraforming?
What? Admit you don't know. Yeah, that's one of these moments I think we might have another option if we had the relevant skill. Admit you don't know. Salem shakes his head.
Sorry, I'm just as clueless as you are. I am never clueless. I warned you about dark magic back at the train, and I was obviously right.
You weren't wrong, so yeah. He points at the vines, which curl towards them like hungry tentacles.
In that case, please stop predicting horrible things. Only if you call me Nostradamus.
No, I won't.
And for my next prediction I see Albrecht's loot.
James unbuckles a small backpack and hands it to Salem.
You think he survived the fight?
Salem shrugs, sits up, and starts examining Albrecht's backpack. I mean, even VV can't perform miracles. Not after all that. The thing is, usually I'd also say, yeah, no, he's done for, but we came back. I don't know, maybe that voice wants to send other horses to the race as well?
But if he makes it, I mean, he saw us kissing.
Salem shakes his head, rubbing his eyes in disbelief. Then we are in massive trouble. James nods, putting the bow back on his back.
I killed someone today.
They sit in awkward silence.
We kind of both did. I never thought I...
He trails off, looking at his hands. It was self-defense.
Does that make it right?
Deep in thought, Salem's fingers find something inside the backpack. He peeks in and spots a blue shimmering pistol with a bowl-shaped chamber where the barrel should be, bandages, and a Fulton recovery system, identical to the one that Albrecht had. This could get James out of here, keep him safe from all of this. Salem's gaze drifts to the vines at the riverside, then his fingers trace the Fulton system's straps.
I feel like I should be more upset about killing someone. Shouldn't I be more upset?
Put an arm around him. Salem moves closer, putting an arm around James' shoulder.
All my life, I've been told we're the bad ones. I always thought if they actually caught us, maybe they'd see us as people, or at least tolerate our love.
Salem rubs James' back. Nothing's black and white. Not them, not us.
Feels very black and white nowadays. Maybe it's time for us to get the respect we deserve.
They sit in silence, watching the vines twirling across the river. James takes a deep breath, while Salem notices the vines, now growing underwater into the river towards them. Okay, we are losing time. This is still a violet-level storm oak camp. Salem looks over at James as he fixes his hair, wringing out the water. He wouldn't be suited even for a green level 1. But he did save her ass back there with a bow, so that's something. James, you have to go now. Please just go back home, James. I can't concentrate when you're in danger. Let me protect you by sending you away. Interesting. So we'll try to send him away with any of the choices. It just depends on the tone, eh? You have to go now is too harsh. Please just go. Can't concentrate. Yeah, I'd be between the last two. I can't concentrate, or let me protect you. So I can't concentrate would be the more logical one, and let me protect you is the more heartfelt one, I guess. Man, I want to say these both. Like it's both. Just wanting to keep him safe and also wanting to focus. Because I also don't want the I can't concentrate to sound accusing, you know, like you're a burden, that kind of thing. I'll try with let me protect you by sending you away, even though I have a feeling he might not accept that or say that he wants to protect us as well. Salem clears his throat and rubs his eyebrows. Let me protect you by sending you away. I couldn't live with myself if something happened to you.
Even if I wanted to, how? Do you want me to go for another death swim?
Salem opens the backpack and gets out the Fulton system. This will get you back home.
Sal, no, I can't. I want to help you. I want to be with you.
Albrecht saw us. You must hide, at least for a few weeks.
He's likely dead, and it's his word against ours.
That's not how it works with the Kohlmeister involved. It's all too risky. Salem starts fastening the first belt around James. James grabs his wrist.
I am afraid, but I can help. We can do this together.
You're not even a real storm oak, honey bun. Salem's voice breaks as he attaches the other belts. For me, everything is on the line already. I can't also lose you.
I have just as much at stake. I'm not some delicate flower, you.
Goodbye, James. Salem pushes a button on the belt, and it begins to flash. A latch snaps open, revealing a big red button. Emergency evacuation mode, ready for takeoff. James freezes, his lips trembling.
Salem, no!
James turns pale, his pupils dilate, his breathing shallow. Salem's hand trembles over the button. Send James away, let James stay, freeze in shock, hesitate. Oh no! Oh! Oh no! Oh no! That's the kind of choice I want to think over really, but oh no, I let him stay. I did have the option there to think it over, didn't I? I don't know. I made the choice. Oh well. Okay. James, do remember that.
Thank you, honey bun. That means a lot to me.
James pulls an old plastic bag out of his shirt pocket.
We had a promise way before the one you made to your Savannah.
James takes a mostly dry picture out of the plastic bag, and Salem gasps as he sees it.
That's the picture of us in our treehouse. Yeah, 3 years ago. Do you remember now?
Salem's fingers trace the edges of the photo, his eyes growing distant. Man, that choice just now, I don't know. Yeah, James will remember that, but will he remember it if he ends up dying? I don't know. Salem was 16. Running through the freezing rain, James was right behind him. They burst through the small door of the treehouse, dripping wet, breathless from running. James shakes his soaked hair like a dog, droplets flying everywhere. Salem peels off his drenched shirt, and steam rises from their bodies. James' teeth chatter as he struggles with his wet jeans. Salem takes down 2 portraits of Savannah, spanning a makeshift line to hang up their clothes. The rain drums a steady rhythm above them, drowning out the world below. Salem grabs a scratchy old wool blanket from the corner, while James is shivering, his lips slightly blue. Salem wraps them both in the blanket, pulling James close. "Star Mode Command number 53, Salem says seriously. Body heat preservation protocol." James snorts, but doesn't pull away.
Right, purely tactical.
The rain turns into a storm, pattering at the thin windows. James' breathing slows, his shivering stops as he leans his head on Salem's. Hours later, the rain has stopped. Golden sunlight streams through the treehouse, making dust motes twinkle like tiny stars. They're still wrapped together, neither wanting to move. James reaches into his pocket and pulls out a rusty old pocket knife. His hands shake slightly as he opens it.
"Salem,"
James whispers, his voice serious for once.
"Let's do it."
Salem watches as James cuts his own finger, red welling up. Without hesitation, Salem takes the knife and does the same. They press their fingers together, blood mingling. James pulls out a photo, the one Salem took of them just an hour ago with the old instant camera. On the back, in red letters, James writes their oath. Salem blinks, still absent-minded, letting go of the picture.
"Watch out!"
James catches the picture mid-air, just before the river could take it away. "Oh, sorry, I zoned out."
"I noticed. So, you remember now? You should read the back."
Hand it over, I'll read it. Getting all emotional won't change anything about a situation, or you read it to me. Doesn't make such a big difference. I mean, not the middle one, obviously, but whether I read it or he reads it. You read it to me. You read it to me. James holds the photo with both hands, his fingers gentle on the worn edges.
We hereby swore to become Blutsbrüder forever, to keep each other warm, secure, to help each other reach our dreams. Blutsbrüder, forever. Forever. Command number 74. A Blutschwur is binding by honor. The gayest of all commands. I hope all Storm Oak blood brothers become spicy siblings. Love it.
Salem is shaking, tears flow down his cheeks. Oh, James, all I want is for us to make it through this. James reaches out, brushing a tear away with his thumb.
That day, that's when I fell in love with you.
Salem looks up, meeting James' gaze.
I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. School, parents, everything was chaos.
James' eyes lock on Salem's tearful face.
The only thing that ever made sense, the only thing that was ever clear to me in a life full of confusion, was you. I love your smile. That morning in the hideout, when we woke up, your smile told me.
James, while shaking, tries to imitate Salem's voice.
Hey buddy, everything will be fine. We'll be fine.
A tree trunk crashes against their rock, making it shake slightly. James' voice softens to a whisper.
You showed me there's a way out of the darkness.
James looks towards the tree trunk being swept away by the current.
There's hope. There's a future. There might be love. There might be a life beyond just doing what we're told.
He pauses, his thumb brushing over Salem's knuckles.
I know it wasn't the time for us to talk about all of this back then, but you...
James gives Salem's cheek a playful slap, leaving them both smiling through teary eyes.
You and your weird Stormer commands offering me that Blutsbrüder oath. I think you felt the same.
James gives out a soft chuckle, a tear slipping down his cheek.
You saved me in more ways than you know.
He wipes his face and gives Salem's shoulder a soft punch.
You weird doggy bastard.
Salem stares at him, his breath unsteady as he cries even more. Why are you bringing this up now? Just to make me cry even harder, or avoid ruining the moment and stay silent?
Both cute.
Both cute. Oh boy. Really getting into this now, eh? I don't know. Ruining the moment, sure. But then say something profound, you know? So do we want to lighten the mood or not? Why is this a hard choice for me? So weird. Okay, let's not ruin the moment then. Stay silent. James wipes away some more tears.
You promised back then to help me reach my dream. Being here is my dream.
Salem speaks quietly, his voice barely audible as he looks to the vines growing underwater toward them.
If your dream is an early grave, then you came to the right place. Maybe you're right, and...
James takes a deep breath.
I don't know if I'm ready for what's to come, if I have the guts to do what has to be done.
What do you mean? James trusts you enough.
Well, while we are being honest, you know, your ticket, the one you lost, you didn't actually lose it.
You took it, didn't you?
Don't be mad at me.
Don't worry about it. Water under the bridge. If it was to prevent us from coming here, that's actually a good reason.
You know, Sal, I am here because I have to be. You are here because your dad forced you into it.
He didn't force me,
Let me finish. Either way, I am glad that you are here with me. It means a lot to me. I am afraid to die, but at least my Blutsbruder is here.
Salem rubs away the remaining tears and looks at the picture. My Blutsbruder won't die. Not with me around. James wraps the picture back into the plastic bag and then tucks it under his shirt. Salem, meanwhile, unstraps the Fulton recovery belt from James and starts taking it apart.
So, back to business. How do we get off this death rock?
James looks down the rock, the first underwater vines creeping up toward them.
Way ahead of you.
Salem uses the parachute ropes from the belt to tie a lasso, swinging it to the other shore, catching a branch, and then securing both of them on the other end. Meanwhile, the vines creep up the rock, their moist smell filling the air.
Ready for another swim?
James nods, and they jump into the river, then pull towards the shore. They make it to the other riverside, and Salem unties their ropes. Just as he untied the rope, a buzzing noise echoes through the woods, like metal hitting the floor. Reach for your whip and hide in the bushes, climb a tree. Bushes or tree? Climb a tree. Salem scans the nearby trees, spotting one with low branches. I need a better vantage point. Cover me. He climbs the tree with practiced efficiency, movements fluid from years of training, James looking toward him.
Enjoying the view up there, mighty oak?
Shut up and hide. Something's coming. The sound turns into a voice, echoing through the forest, making the leaves shake. Attention all remaining storm oaks. 3 hours remain until the end of the sundown. Current status: 124 storm oaks active, 76 storm oaks eliminated. Sector 7 declared forbidden. All storm oaks in Sector 7 will be subject to immediate overseer intervention. The first Green Order emblem awaits a worthy recipient at the camp. Salem's grip on the branch loosens with relief. Just the countdown. False alarm. But which sectors are closing? He swings down from the tree in one fluid motion, landing beside James with practiced precision.
Probably doesn't concern us. I wish I had a map of this place, though.
Yeah, if you don't know which sector you're in, then how do you know? Well, very optimistic there, James.
So, only 3 more hours. Come on, Mr. Mighty Oak. What now?
The camp must be downstream somewhere. Without a map, following the river is our best chance.
How is that our best chance?
We are safer from the vines, and camps are mostly along a river. It's standard storm oak protocol.
Good heavens, do you know how?
James catches himself, glances around, then whispers.
How hot you are when playing the cell-lock Boy Scout leader.
A Sherlock pun. Oh boy. Run with the joke, stay serious, secretly enjoy the attention or challenge his joke. Let's run with the joke, why not? Salem grins.
The game is afoot, Dr. Jameson. Yes, Sherlock.
Let's search the crime scene for some logs. Salem picks up a sharp rock from the riverside. Nearby, James struggles to carry over some old logs.
So, I can't tell you why I'm here.
Salem tests a stone's edge and starts working on the logs.
But I do need the Green Order emblem if we can get our hands on them.
Yeah, I was briefly wondering that beforehand. When he was like, okay, it's my dream to be here, or like he needs to be here, because he didn't come here to extract us or something. So... yeah. Does James like want to win this as well? Which is a problem if this is like a Hunger Games Battle Royale kind of thing where only one person can win. Maybe I'm remembering the rules wrong, but you know, that might get tricky. Salem pauses his work on the logs. And then meet the Empress and make her laugh before she puts you into the barrel? Salem stands up and wipes his dirty hands on his uniform. They do the hardest background check, even if they don't do it at this camp.
Don't worry about that. I want to get these emblems, okay?
Salem looks at him, puzzled. What on earth is he planning? He is way too carefree. Salem ties the last logs together and gets up. He tucks a long stick into his back for steering, and they start dragging the raft into the water. Oh, that's what he's making, okay. I thought we'd just walk along the river.
You know, I always love seeing you handle some wood, but this...
Salem rolls his eyes. James lets the raft down halfway into the river.
This is some real craftsman magic you just did there. Very precise. Where did you learn to move your hands like that?
Talk about your time as a Storm Oak leader or fancy club, flirt and impress him. Why not? Let's take the chance. I can do plenty of other things with these hands. Salem takes the steering pole and shows off his swordplay, thrusting and stabbing at invisible enemies. James will remember that.
No pirate will ever take over this raft.
You can say that again.
Jokes aside, you learned those moves at your fencing club, right?
Yep, takes precision. Same as raft building, really. Salem runs his hand along the tied logs of the raft, inspecting the joints. Speaking of precision, this here isn't my best work, but as long as nobody does anything stupid... James immediately starts bouncing on the raft, arms spread wide, grinning. Of course he would do that.
No need for any commands, it's working.
An energy bolt streaks through the nearby forest. The smell of ionized air rushes towards the teens.
We have to go, now.
James' face turns ashen as he stares at the source of the sound. Salem drives a steering stick into the riverbank, pushing the raft into the current. James looks over to Salem and whispers.
So, what does the almighty Storm Oak manual say about our odds here?
Follow the commands in the manual or screw the commands in the manual. I guess let's screw the commands. Let's make our own percentage today. James will remember that.
Who are you and what have you done with my rule-obsessed honey bun?
Salem kicks the raft further off from the bank, the current grabbing them.
This like animation is interesting.
We've made it together through the last couple of years. What's one more afternoon?
Aye, aye, Captain.
They drift away on the raft, leaving the sounds of battle behind as they float downriver. The river is getting bigger and runs stronger, carrying the sweet rot scent of decaying vegetation. No shots for a while now. Did we get away? A small island comes up ahead. It's no use, he isn't here. Yeah, I know, but... Shoveling noises can be heard.
Wait, did you hear that?
Was that Lynn? The shoveling noises stop. Hey, who's there? No sneaking up on me or I'll beat you up. She might have Lynn's energy, but that's definitely not her. Yelling is coming from the upcoming island, but still no one can be seen. The girl raises her shovel and waves it from a hole. I have a shovel and I am not afraid to use it. Salem points at the spot and they whisper to each other.
Now that's the sound of a girl that hit rock bottom.
Well, whoever she is, she's not Lynn, and we have no time for any detours.
What? I can't just leave an angry maiden in distress.
Of course James would be like that. The girl from the hall yells again while waving her shovel. I am not in distress. I command you to get me out of here. James grins, taps his forehead and mutters.
That's exactly what a person in distress would ask us to do.
Salem cups his hands and shouts to the girl in the hall. We're already late, can't do it. Wait, that voice. Salem? Salem Stahlranke?
You know the shovel girl?
Salem shrugs, then cups his hand again. Yeah, that's me. Who's asking? I am the girl who saved your sorry trunk at the train station. You owe me one. Come here. Now. James raises his eyebrows. Salem blushes and whispers to him. Oh, her. I swear she looks just like Sylvana.
I mean, how could she not with that attitude? So you are fangirling hard for her, right?
No, I am not. She's just a lookalike.
Please, save those excuses for whatever fanfiction you're writing, Sylvie.
Salem turns even redder and looks away. I should have never told you about that.
Wow, cute. I would have found out eventually, you little fangirl gremlin.
James ruffles Salem's hair.
So, this shovelware Sylvana, she cool or what?
Let's be sure. Salem yells. How do we know this isn't an ambush? It isn't. It's a demand. Salem rolls his eyes. Don't trust her. Oh, that's our only option. Interesting. Hey, listen. Thanks for helping me out, but we are in a hurry and I have no time for any demands. Good luck and see you at camp. Wait, no, don't go, please. Sorry, but I have a map. I'll be your leader and show you the way. Salem scratches his head and turns toward James. Both start whispering again. Do you think we can trust her? It's an ambush. I think we can trust her. She could slow us down. It's not an ambush. And all the other ones are kind of valid. She did help us when she didn't need to, so she could slow us down. Maybe. Do you think we can trust her? I think we can trust her. I mean, again, with her helping us, I think we can trust her. Wait, let me do a sneaky save. We're gonna get her out of there anyway. Yeah, I think we can trust her. I think we can trust her. She helped me. She's trapped and ready to cooperate. What kind of ambush is that?
Wow, the optimist side of Salem. I should mark this day on my calendar.
Command number 7. Help a Stormhawk in need. Besides, we really could use that map. So are you going to just talk about it all day, or actually help me?
She certainly has the Sylvana attitude down. Can't wait to see if you're right about her.
Let's get her out.
Your wish is my command, O trusting one.
James gets his bow out, and they move the raft toward the small island. The raft bumps against the shore of the small island. They jump off. Approaching the source of the voice, they find a freshly dug pit. Salem and James peer over the edge to see a girl with a broken shovel in a muddied Stormog uniform sitting on a rock. Despite the dirt, she maintains perfect posture, chin lifted with dignity. Now, first you get me out, and then... James' eyes widen and he slaps a hand over his mouth, but a second later, laughter explodes out of him.
Mini Sylvana!
The girl turns red and points a finger at James. My name is Audrey.
Audrey. She must be my fiancée. This is so awkward with James here. What am I going to do?
Hey, Audrey. Thanks for helping me out at the platform. This is my best friend James, and my name is... I know who you are. You're Salem Stahlranke, son of Minister of Technology, Matthäus Stahlranke.
Someone did our homework.
Homework? Knowing the Stahlranke family should be common knowledge for any citizen.
Sure you're not Sylvana?
Audrey rubs her eyes and shakes her head.
Ignore him, please. Let's get you out.
Salem pulls Audrey out of the hall with a steering stick.
Watch your step, that mud's slicker than...
She nearly makes it, but her boot slips on the last step and she tumbles forward into his arms. Classic. Oh, you'd make a fine henchman. You're hired. She blushes. James furrows his brow and steps in, pulling her upright and away from Salem.
Easy there, dust devil. Salem outranks you. No henchman business on my vessel.
She sighs, brushing dirt off her uniform and straightening the patch showing her sapling storm's oak rank. Audrey?
Oh wow, that sound.
Audrey will remember that. Fine, but I owe you one for all this, and I always pay my debts.
Why don't we start by having you show us the map?
Sure, but I demand that. James crosses his arms. I suggest that we get away from here first.
Yeah, agreed on that.
James nods approvingly and then points back to the hall as they move onto the raft.
So, why the shovel? Did you...
James scratches his head.
Lose someone to the vines?
No, I was looking for someone.
Remind her of the mission. You do know we're supposed to be looking for a camp, right?
Yeah, and
there's a cute little death tournament going on.
I am very aware of that, but there are even more important things going on around here. They all step onto the raft and Salem pushes it back into the river currents.
Come on, you can't just tease us like that. Who are you looking for?
You two moss-brains wouldn't get it anyway.
Try me.
Audrey smirks and crosses her arms. Let's see how all of this goes. Then I might tell you more.
Buzzkill. So, according to my father, you are Audrey Richter, the daughter of our finance minister, Waldron Richter? She plants her hands on her hips and grins, one eyebrow raised. The one and only. But speaking of... Her grin fades, and she scratches the back of her head. I saw what happened to your dad back at the train. My condolences. Thanks. You probably...
I just wanted to say that this changes nothing about our father's disgust. Audrey pauses, gives James a measured side glance before returning her attention to Salem. Agreements?
Agreements? What kind of agreements? Yes, my father mentioned something about that. Let's talk about that later. I have to concentrate on the river. Oh, nice to finally meet you. He chose well.
With James right there. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. Oh, this is really awkward. Not the last one, I'm sorry. I already have a boyfriend, so... Shall we just like talk about this later, or... Like, we're not gonna play dumb. That's just stupid. Like, not... I don't think she's kind of girl we can get away with that kind of thing here. Just playing dumb. Or she would blurt it outright in front of James. And I mean, it's fair that he knows what her father wants, but maybe it's not the best kind of situation right now. So either let's talk about it later, or my father mentioned something. Oh, tricky. I guess let's try to be open. My father mentioned something like that. Yes, my father mentioned something about that. Audrey's smile softens. James looks between them, confusion on his face.
Am I missing something here?
They both blush a bit and look away.
So, the finance minister's daughter and the technology minister's son drifting down the woods together.
James' smile widens as he crosses his arms.
What is this, some kind of political blind date?
Freeze and Shark Theatre Club overplay James' joke. Why not? Let's make use of our theatre experience.
As if I couldn't think of a worse location for a blind date.
Audrey starts playing with her hair, turning even more red.
Guess you're right, even your dad wouldn't pull something like that.
Ooh. Audrey will remember that. Audrey nods, a bit embarrassed, and flashes Salem a smile.
But you are blushing awfully lot for someone so...
Like hell I am.
Sorry, your shyness. Of course you aren't blushing. How foolish of me to point out.
You're playing with fire, you James. Audrey raises her nose and crosses her arms. You should teach your underling some manners. Is he always this cheeky?
Underling? Me?
Yep, that's James for you. Wow. An energy bolt streaks through the nearby forest, leaving a smell of ionized air. James and Audrey freeze, their eyes widening as they stare at the source of the sound. Salem takes a steering stick out of the water as another muffled explosion echoes in the distance. Everyone down. They all lay down on the raft.
Oh no, no. I can't die yet.
Salem lays a finger on his lips and starts whispering. We won't. Just stay cool. Audrey gets out her map and whispers. I guess it's time for me to take the lead then.
This doesn't seem like the right time to.
Salem lifts a hand at James and gives Audrey a nod. We need to know where to go, especially if we get attacked and things go south. Just both be ready to jump off the raft at any time. They nod and then all look at Audrey's map between them. Her finger points at their current location on the map. So, we are here. We can either take this fast route to the camp. Audrey moves over to the river fork with a skull symbol next to it. Or the long route. Audrey's finger shifts to the other stream of the river, which makes a wider curve. But on the fast route, what does the skull symbol mean? Yeah, that's worrying. They turn to the muffled explosion in the distance, but no one can be seen. It's hard to interpret the map without a proper legend, but the short route's probably a wild water segment.
No more swimming, please.
The longer route should be safer from what I can tell, but obviously it takes more time. I have to win today and continue my search, so there is no other option. We will take the short route.
Well, I'd like to win as well, but this water is brutal. 1 ticket for the safe route, please.
Of course, you would not only have me choose but for the, routes, but also the routes, you know. If we knew how much time it would take... Like it said, we had still 3 hours, right? So... we could make a more educated guess, I mean. Nonsense. This is my map, and I demand the short route. Stay out of the conversation. Oh, we cannot even... Wow.
James is right. I can't risk the safety.
Yeah, I'm actually in that camp as well.
I guess we will see when we get there.
A faraway shot streaks through the forest.
Oh, okay, we are still getting to the fork later, I see. Okay, we should be in the clear.
They flow down the river some more, starting to relax. Audrey continues to study her map. Salem steers the raft, while James is lying on his back, staring at the clouds in the sky.
That cloud up there, that looks just like you, Audrey.
Audrey looks up from her map to the cloud James is pointing at. That ugly mutant of a cloud? Blasphemy.
Well, it does look like Sylvana.
Here we go again. Since you have nothing else to do, I command you to look out for enemies.
Nah, I don't take orders from you. I trust Salem. He will have our back.
Audrey flares her nostrils while Salem smiles at James.
But speaking of Sylvana, what would you two do if you got all 3 emblems?
No if. I have to get them. I promised my father. Same for me. I have to leave this place with them.
Okay. Once any one of us has 3 emblems, what then?
Well, then I'll have an audience with Sylvana and ask her to help me.
Help you with what?
With... She looks around the shore, then turns to the boys and whispers. I'll ask her to help with my sick sister.
Sister? Wait, you have a sister? But, why don't you just go to a doctor with her?
I should have kept that to myself. Audrey sighs and crosses her arms. Listen, I am not going to elaborate further, but only 2 people on this planet can help me with this, and she is one of them. James rubs his chin.
Well then, best wishes to your sister. And here I thought the little ice princess didn't have a heart at all.
Audrey pouts as she puts away her map. Don't act like you know me. She flips her hair and shoots James a dismissive look. The emblems would be wasted on you, that's for sure. The Empress would never tolerate any of your bad jokes.
Oh, well, we'd see. I got more in me than just jokes, you know.
I highly doubt that. But what about you, Salem? Any plans if you ever meet her?
He definitely has. He is a die-hard Sylvie through and through. He had so many posters of her growing up.
James, stop.
And all that fan fiction he...
James, please stop. You are embarrassing me. Oh, don't worry. I think it's patriotic. And kind of cute.
This angry sprite from James is always funny.
Audrey pokes Salem's shoulder while James shakes his head. So then, fanboy, come on, tell me, what would you ask her to do for you? I will ask her to help me with an old promise. I want to become her right hand. I will honor my family's legacy under her, or I will ask her for something you all might find weird. What? What is that one then, Salem? Well, again, family legacy, I know that's what we're kind of, where his mind's kind of at, but no. I guess I am at least assuming that the old promise is the one towards James, so I'm gonna keep going with that. I will ask her to help me with an old promise. Interesting. What kind of promise? Well, the parents of a friend were sent into the gardens wrongfully. I have the documents to prove it. Yeah, so about that old friend thing. Don't be so pessimistic. Sylvana will see that they are innocent and release them. I know she will. Nevertheless, only one of us can get all three, making you two my rivals. That's what I thought, but yeah. Audrey stops mid-sentence as a buzzing alarm noise echoes over the river. She gets out a device that unfolds like a telescope and turns into a sword and goes into a defensive position. We are under attack. No, it's just another announcement. We must be closer this time. Audrey lowers her sword and blushes. Oh, right. I hope no one's grabbed my emblem yet. The sound again turns into a voice echoing through the forest, making the leaves shake. Attention all remaining storm oaks. 2 hours remain until the end of the sundown. Current status: 95 storm oaks active. 105 storm oaks eliminated. Sectors 3 and 9 now also declared forbidden. 12 storm oaks eliminated by overseer intervention in Sector 7. The first Green Order emblem awaits a worthy recipient at the camp. Only 2 more hours. So many dead. There is still time for us to win. Come on, henchmen, let's get serious. So, but does your map show what sectors we're in? James rolls his eyes while getting up and then examines Audrey's sword. Oh, hey there, the Ice Princess has a sword. Actually, my uneducated jester, this is an épée. Audrey strikes an elegant pose. I am training to become one of the world's best fencers. Take a closer look at it or analyze Audrey's weapon and technique. Yeah, let's make use of our skill. That's a Bavarian competition épée, but the grip. Audrey will remember that. Oh, a true connoisseur. Yes, it was modified with a Kirschholz grip. Audrey watches Salem as he further analyzes her weapon. Yeah, I fence too. How come I've never seen you at the club? I am too advanced for our fencing club. I have a private tutor instead. Of course she does. Oh, nice. I'm probably nowhere near your level. I could tutor you when we are back. James strolls over to Salem and casually drapes an arm around his shoulders. This summer he will start a real sport. A real sporty storm oak thing. Let me guess, you play boomerang and catch it with your forehead? Cutting remark, sword lady, but wrong. I swim in the ocean. Outside swimming? In natural water? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's fun. Audrey looks skeptically at the rushing river. That's not even a real sport. Do you know how many people drown in open waters each year? You just have to listen to the ocean. James gestures to a wave in front of him. Out there, it feels like I can finally be myself. James smiles and closes his eyes. Away from all the craziness, free, in love with life, and happy. James opens his eyes and smiles at Salem. That's completely pointless. James takes his hand off of Salem and crosses his arms, glancing at Audrey. It isn't. I do it to free my mind. There aren't many places left where you can do that. Salem, please tell me you aren't listening to this airheaded mossbrain. I don't know. I mean, both have their appeal. Swimming with James sounds peaceful and free, something we both need. Come on, choose between us. Fencing or swimming? Answer. Okay. Wow.
Come on, stop being so bossy all the time,
James, it's okay. Well, if I had to choose, I would do fencing with Audrey, I would go swimming with James. Honestly, I'm too worried about my sister to think of anything else. I would do something with both of you. Oh, interesting. Like, my impulse is saying swimming with James for sure. But both of you is interesting. Can I just do that? Why not? She seems fine, like a little in her head and stuff. Like all of them are. I don't know, let's try. I would do something with both of you.
With her?
No way. It's annoying enough that I have to endure him on this raft. James and Audrey trade a glance, eyes narrowing ever so slightly before darting away from each other.
Oh, come on. Can't we all be friends?
The warm river air shifts as a fast white projectile cuts through it, like a missile made of shattered glass. Tiny ice particles glitter in its wake as it hurtles towards Salem's head. In one swift motion, Audrey leaps onto Salem's shoulders and flicks her épée, deflecting the projectile just before it hits him.
She leaps onto his shoulders? Wow. Oh, she saved me. What in Sylvana's name is going on?
Ice blooms at the point of impact, slowly crawling up her blade. That's him. He really is here. She points her épée at a faraway hooded figure between two trees, who is holding something in their hands.
Wait, I know him. Isn't that... The freaking prodigy is shooting icicles at us?
The hooded stranger fires another ice bullet straight at them. James snatches his bow and fires back. No, don't! Their shots collide mid-air. James' water arrow freezes instantly, forming an ice sculpture as it melts into the ice bullet, floating on the frozen water. Put that bow away, Mossbrain. No one here kill him. I want to do that myself. Audrey, still sitting on Salem's shoulders, starts pulling on Salem's ears. Come on, mighty oak. Get out your gun. Cripple his leg so he can't flee. Quick! Salem drops his steering stick and pulls his gun from his backpack.
But I never...
I don't care. He's reloading.
Take a deep breath and aim carefully. Try an awesome but hard trick shot. Decide against shooting.
Oh no.
Take a deep breath and aim carefully. Oh.
Salem takes a deep breath and aims carefully.
They are relying on me.
Salem starts pushing buttons until the gun glows green. Salem takes another deep breath and shoots a slightly translucent shockwave towards the tree. A high-frequency shockwave cuts through the air and then cuts down the tree. The tree falls and someone screams. Audrey will remember that. Just what I expected from Dunkelwald's finest. Let me check it out. Yep, we got him. And he left his weapon. Steer us over there, now. Audrey wipes away a single red tear running down her cheek, while Salem leads them toward the shore where the attacker had been. Salem looks at the ice covering Audrey's épée.
That thing nearly killed us. But who was that?
Audrey climbs down from Salem's shoulders. That was the prodigy. The real one.
Bullshit. The prodigy is just some lousy actor.
No, this is classified, but he is a real person.
Wait a sec. We are talking about that patriotic TV dude with all the fancy gadgets and stuff, right?
Audrey nods.
This is a joke. Next thing you're telling me Santa is a real...
Normal tears fill up both of Audrey's eyes. Look, I wish he was made up. That would make my life so much easier.
Audrey wipes her eyes with the edge of her shirt.
But he isn't. He is a real person, and I need to capture him.
Okay, so we didn't kill him, right? That was my worry back there. Because I kind of feel like we shouldn't. I've seen that guy before. He snatched the weapon right out from under my nose.
You are lucky he didn't kill you then and there.
But why do you want to capture him?
That's none of...
You said there was one other person that could help your sister.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, right. Is he that other person who can help your sick sister? That's why you want to get him, right?
Audrey turns away from the boys and lowers her chin, normal and red tears streaming down her face, mixing on her cheeks. Yeah, he is. He could help her. Audrey turns around, crossing her arms, more normal and red tears flowing down her cheeks. Say a word about this to anyone and you're dead.
Hey, don't worry. We can keep a secret. But your eyes... Yeah, you're bleeding.
Audrey's hands start to her face as she wipes it away. Oh, that, nothing to worry about. Just an eye splinter.
If you say so. Right. She's definitely hiding something.
They arrive at the shore and Audrey jumps out, examining the area and mumbling to herself. Oh boy, I don't know how much longer this is going on and if we're gonna have a better point to stop this. It said we're still at like 2 hours, so I feel like we're still gonna have a little bit until we get to the camp. So I think I will try and leave it here and hope that the next part isn't like super short or something. If it is what it is. But oh boy, a lot happened here. I don't even know. And like, I never know if I make good choices, obviously, but as long as we're still alive and our companions are still alive, I guess it's not too bad. Also, yeah, Lynn is now wherever, but nobody, no death, so I will choose to believe that she is still alive somewhere, and we'll meet her down the line. But yeah, I guess that's it from me for today. As always, I'd appreciate if you'd let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.